Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the channel. Be sure to like and subscribe. This one is going to be a live draw from a couple of weeks ago where I worked on a couple of new pages in pencil for Southtown number 4, currently in pre-launch on Kickstarter. Follow that link if you want to stay notified. We also do these live streams every Tuesday. Every first Tuesday of the month is a live draw. Otherwise, we're playing video games, currently chugging our way through Chrono Trigger. You can follow that link there and jump in on the chat and hang out with us. So here we go. Hello again.
Hello.
Wait, are we echoing? I don't know. I can't tell. Who's watching? Is somebody watching?
Who is watching?
Nobody's
Nobody's watching.
watching. Oh man. Yeah, 0-0.
Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. All right. Let me go.
Okay, I don't think I heard any echoing there in the double tree. Um, yeah, welcome back to a little live draw. Live draw.
Hello.
So yeah, we are working up the old issue 4.
Yes. Issue 4 is hard at work.
Yeah, it's feeling.
Welcome everybody who's coming hanging out. Thanks so much for swinging through. This is Will Smith,
Hi.
the artist that is pencils, inks, colors, and everything for the Southtown comic series. It's a cyberpunk comic series set in Richmond, Virginia, about 50 years in the future.
Yeah, I'm not
And
just a pretty face.
and I'm Joshua. I am the writer of the comic series.
Indeed, you are. Hi, Catrabat.
Hi, Catrabat.
Good to see you again.
Yes, and since we're not streaming tomorrow, we should go ahead and give a Catrabat a birthday shout out.
Oh, happy birthday.
Going to be 97 years old.
Mm-hmm. At heart.
Yes, at heart. So yeah, we are. What page is this
This is
in issue
page
4?
8 of issue
8.
4. This is we
Nice.
are back into the rat's nest after that cold open, which no spoilers. So I finished the spoiler page off camera.
Yes.
I actually do art when we're not streaming.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
If he didn't, this would still be like page 2.
it's true.
Illustration takes a long time.
It's not quick. I've been trying to. I've actually gotten. I got the blue pencils down on page 9, and I have at least the panels cordoned off for page 10. So
Nice. Awesome. That's fantastic.
yeah.
I actually just started I actually just finished. I'm going to do a little bit more editing and stuff, but I just finished writing issue 23 of the comic. So yeah, the story has a long way to go, and we will be putting this out for a very long time.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
And if I can put up with Joshua for that long,
That is always a test.
love you, buddy.
Love you too. We uh you know what I'm finding is that when I'm writing things, like, and maybe it's in part because like I try to make my creative endeavors a little bit of an escapism, but uh, I find that even though cyberpunk as a genre is like super relevant to Um, Even though it's super, super relevant to uh, a lot of what's going on in the world, and a lot of the uh, things in modern society that can be easily critiqued are like translate extremely well to the genre. I find that whenever I'm writing, like for one, some of the stories and stuff that I write are either not cyberpunk or like they're fantastical enough that they uh it's way easy for me to just ignore like current events and stuff. But I find that like even though the comic will definitely relate to a lot of current events and stuff, there's a lot of what I I don't tend to happen to write about things while they're going on. I mean, for one, with the rate at which comics are coming out, even even if it accelerates, like issues that I'm writing right now will probably at least have a few years between now and when they're actually like put to print. But but I just find like the topics that I want to hit in the comic are often not actually like what's going on in the real world at the time.
Yeah, I mean, God willing, we'll be in another, you know, presidential administration by the time we're on like the second half of
Yeah,
of
well,
this
haven't
arc.
you heard? Well, haven't you heard he's going to be the president of Venezuela?
Oh yeah, he's like, we'll just have to learn Spanish first.
Yeah, he says I learned that very quickly. I'm very good at languages.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, a Catrabat is back from technical difficulties.
Nah, computers. Can't trust them.
Computers.
Can't live with them. You can't fuck them. Sorry. I mean, give it 10 years and that'll be an obsolete statement.
For sure. For sure.
Don't tell your mother I was talking like that.
uh, a Catrabat's mother talks like that too. Here's the thing. All of our family works like none of our family works in offices. We all we all work stuff where people just kind of talk how they talk.
Yeah.
Truck drivers and nurses and uh, all this stuff. I'll give a quick shout out. We've only got a couple people in here, but maybe it's people will see it in the YouTube stream as well. Uh, give a quick shout out to True Lux Detailing, my brother-in-law's uh, car detailing business. They do a kick-ass job for pretty reasonable rates, so definitely check that out. They did my car uh, and they did my wife's car. So who knows? But maybe once the pollen is done, I'll probably be going back to him to take care of that as well because my car uh, is usually a red car, and now it is like a sunset orange car.
Yeah, I get that too. I have a black car that is basically a beetle,
Yeah,
like a yellow bug. It's, it's Bumblebee for the next 2 weeks.
dude. So we have been. My wife and I were recently watching. Uh, uh, um, we were recently watching uh, uh, the Mad Max, like the. I guess it's not reboot series, but like the newer two movies.
Oh, Fury Road, and I haven't seen Furiosa yet, but Fury Road is woof, so good.
Furiosa is very, very good. There are some things that are different about it from like Fury Road. A lot of what is really impressive about it is how much of it is like practical effects.
Mhm.
And Furiosa does use a little bit more CGI, although like I'm pretty sure a huge amount of it is still uh practical effects. But there are some things like certain things that they do with Furiosa's mechanical arm and uh, some little stuff that is definitely. And some stuff that I can't tell if it's they use CGI
Yeah.
or if they just did like certain cinematic effects because they're meaning to make it very surreal. Um, but it looks like CGI to my untrained eye. But uh, but uh, incredible movie. Um, I am so much more interested in Chris Hemsworth as a villain.
Oh yeah.
He was killer in Spiderhead, and
I haven't. I think I started Spiderhead once, and
Spiderhead was good. I really liked Spiderhead.
I have a weird aversion to Miles
To
Teller.
Miles Teller.
We've talked about this.
Oh, I don't know if we have. It's just as soon as you said a weird aversion, I knew it was to Miles Teller.
I've never seen him in interviews, and every character he plays just seems so pompous and annoying.
I,
Like
I
Top Gun Maverick, and well, the two I've seen, Top Gun Maverick and Fan Four Stick.
yeah. So I have seen a clip from an interview, and it's an interview where he got a lot of hate for being an arrogant prick, but but to be fair, when I watched it, the way it read to me is kind of how he said later, like in a response to the hate, like what he said was happening is how it read to me. Um, which was that uh it seemed like he was trying to make a joke and do that thing kind of like I do where he is self-deprecating by pretending to be a pompous ass,
Okay.
but he's a pretty decent actor, and so he just actually came across as a pompous ass in the in the interview.
Yeah, I think I saw one of those like Facebook reels or whatever when they're like, these celebrities are jerks, these celebrities are nice. And the Miles Teller one, I think like it's it gave me pause that I should at least watch Whiplash, apparently.
Whiplash is a good movie.
Um,
Whiplash is a very good movie, but as a like I can't say as a drummer, I play drums, but like being like a trained drummer is a and like going through the academic process of learning drumming radically different. Like that's what that's about. It's not about being a drummer. Um, and people that I know who have gone through the process, like a buddy of mine is a was a music major, like specializing in drums, and uh, and he and all the others I've heard will tell you that's not remotely what it's like.
oh yeah.
Even with the worst teachers,
I,
it's not.
I think they were just like J.K. Simmons, do this thing. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, and
Do
he's
what you're good at.
incredible. Yeah. So, um,
But
yeah, like
I
yeah,
think
Miles
in
Teller, he definitely plays those kinds of dudes, but he is also he is not to me the star of that film. Um, I think for me, Chris Hemsworth is super the star of the movie. Um, and I'm I'm looking this up because I'm forgetting. But like they had some other actors in there, like Journey Smollett was in there, and Bebe Betancourt or BB Betancourt. I've never said her name out loud before, but um,
patently
but
things you just did.
yeah. um, but uh, um, there are other people in there who are fantastic. The story is really, really good,
Okay.
and it takes a really dark, like not fun premise and makes a very fun movie out of it.
Okay.
So a Catrabat says, Bia Burton, Kurt."
Amazing.
I took a catcher bat skating with me on
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah.
Yeah, it's finally warm enough that I can start skating again, and I'm extremely excited about that. Yes, a catcher bat slayed. Uh,
I think I saw that video.
uh,
Or
you
was
have
that
seen from last year where I brought her along with me a few times.
okay.
I did not get video from Saturday. We weren't there very long, but uh, I'm very, very rusty, and my legs got very tired very quickly. But it is about that time where I can start doing it more. But
Nice.
real excited for that because Tidewater Con is going to be in Virginia Beach, and for some reason, uh, last year when we went, uh, Google did not tell me about any of the skate parks in Virginia Beach and made it seem like there weren't any. And then once I started getting more into skating, I looked up a whole bunch of stuff about like great places to skate in Virginia and all this stuff. And Virginia Beach has a huge skating culture.
I mean, yeah, it's the beach.
Yeah. I also really, really love um I also really, really love there are videos about like I think Red Bull might have done a video about Richmond's skate culture.
Ah.
It was the kind of thing it was the kind of thing of like, hey, y'all nationwide should hear about Richmond's skate culture. And as somebody who has lived basically their whole life in Virginia, like I've been outside of Virginia, but I've never like lived in a different city or in a different the city of Virginia. Uh, I've never lived in a different state long term. Um, uh, I you know I feel like more recently I've seen more stuff about like like hey y'all are sleeping on Richmond uh and you know stuff about like the more national perception of Richmond culture that I really kind of like it because like I'm very accustomed to the vibe of Richmond,
Mhm.
and so when other people outside of Richmond are like, "Yo, this is like a real crusty punk town that y'all need to be aware of," I'm like, "Hell yeah, we are." But I didn't. It's like I didn't realize that other cities are less punk because this is the only one I've lived in.
I mean, yeah. Like the big event here last weekend in Charlottesville, an hour from Richmond. The big thing last week was Luke Combs came to town. Admittedly, apparently he is very popular. I don't pay
Yeah,
attention to country music. I also don't pay attention to modern music. So, but yeah, it basically jammed up all the traffic for 2 whole days. Um,
a
and
catcher bat, a catcher bat says she lives country.
okay.
A catcher bat uh, uh, did also go with me to a concert to see Churches.
Chiverches.
Churches, which I like. I like Churches quite a
I like
bit.
Chiverches as well. I haven't actually like listened to them in a pretty long time, but uh,
They're
I remember
newer.
really enjoying that first couple albums.
Yeah, their newer one is great, and then they've just recently done like remasters of some of their older ones,
Mhm.
so that's been cool. But we saw them live and at the National, and they put on a hell of a show.
I bet.
So
Yeah, I just saw that the XX is going to be finally going back on tour after like a very long hiatus.
really, are they coming around here?
I don't know. But it
I
sounds like
used
they're going to be on a huge festival circuit, and yeah, they haven't been on tour since like 2018.
yeah. Yeah, I used to be quite a fan of the XX. The XX.
Yeah, I actually saw them here a bunch of years ago, and
Nice.
they played at our pavilion. But
Nice.
now, our pavilion last year we had no shows because that new one opened where you are, the
Mhm.
Aliens outdoor pavilion.
Yeah.
It's a Lions, but I call it Aliens.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, like it's the same bookers as our
Okay.
pavilion. So I think they wanted to promote the new venue as much as possible. So they basically shortchanged ours,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is fine, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like the only indie rock band that I've really like seen live, like I've seen a bunch that are like Richmond locals. Um, uh, but uh, but the one that I'm remembering that my wife and I have seen a few times uh, were Frightened Rabbit. R.I.P. to Scott Hutchison.
Oh, yeah, yeah. My wife's a huge fan of theirs.
Uh, Mine and I have matching tattoos from based on their song "The Twist."
Oh,
They like
I've seen that one of yours, or maybe I have, but you didn't point it out.
probably haven't pointed out. It's on my
Ball
uh,
sack.
yeah yeah. So you've only seen it a couple times.
Now
Uh,
I know.
and you have to have it stretched it just the right way. uh, no, uh, it's on my calf, and
Okay,
it's one that is uh, it's like the classic Celtic style, the Tree of Life thing, but
okay.
it's got in the trunk, it's two people who are sort of like entwined together because they're Scottish too. So, and
They
and we got that tattoo together while we were on our honeymoon.
nice.
Yeah,
All right. This is the sad moment
indeed.
when Dash finds out why she got the job.
Yeah, yeah. So, a catcher bat. I know you haven't read the comic yet, and it might be a little while before you do, but um, but this is sort of uh, you know, Dash is very much the newcomer to the gang. We, in fact, see her join the gang in the first issue of the comic, and uh,
Where's the camera at? Yeah, there we go. It's upside down. Yeah, I have to have the camera in a fun way. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Sad girl.
sad, sad face.
Yeah, everyone's bummed. Everyone's so
Yeah.
bummed out.
One thing I always really loved about your art style, and part of what makes it like so perfect for Southtown, is like there's a certain like like try to think exactly how to word this, but like there's a certain sort of punk edge to it. It's like the kind of thing like you see a lot of times in like like Marvel and DC stuff, especially like an extremely polished look to everything,
Hmm.
which I think if that was in here, it wouldn't fit the like it wouldn't fit the comic and it wouldn't fit the world. But
Yeah.
it's like, but without using looking super overly polished, it's still so incredibly expressive.
No, thank you.
It reminds me like like it reminds me of a video game that is like to a significant like very significantly more unpolished in that kind of way, but it's one that I love very much for kind of a similar reason. A video game series called No More Heroes.
Okay. I don't think I've
Yeah,
I don't think I've played that one.
I've only played the second one because that's back when I had a Wii, and I played on that. But it was like it was so janky, but it was like the way the game was set up. It was like it felt like if it was really polished, it would be a worse game because it almost had a slight like DIY kind of vibe to it.
Hmm. Okay.
But
I did fashion a lot of my early style off of Tank Girl.
yes, that
So,
is yeah, that's a perfect like I've still never actually read Tank Girl's comics. In fact, I've never actually seen the movie.
uh,
Like I tried to look for it to watch it the other day, and I think it might not be streaming anywhere right
I
now.
don't think it is. I know that either like Arrow or Umbrella did like a Blu-ray remaster of it.
Mhm.
Somebody's re-released it pretty recently in some kind of special edition format. So, um, the cat is laying on the lid of the litter box. But
That's not where you go.
yeah, I think yeah, it's one of those movies that's probably like why physical media hasn't petered out entirely is because there's stuff that isn't and probably will not ever be streaming.
Tank Girl was actually streaming for a little bit on Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Prime
and I
is notorious for things streaming for like all of 48 hours and then it goes away.
yeah, because I remember I saw that it was on there. I was like, "Ooh, I have to watch this soon." I added it to my list, and now I look and it's still in my list, but I'd have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But Prime also has a lot of like uh my wife and I were talking recently about like taking some of our favorite movies that we've been watching recently and trying to get physical media of them. But and like some of it will probably hold off for a little bit, just because we don't have that big of a house and we're not trying to clutter it up.
Yeah.
But
Storage space
um,
is at a premium.
yes, but Uh, but especially since, for those of you who are not in the know, I'm very much a more recent convert to the horror movie genre, and um, and but especially with the kind of stuff that I tend to really enjoy, it's like all of it is the kind of stuff. It's like, man, if I had like a fucking like VHS of that or something. And like for Christmas, Will got me the best Christmas present anyone has ever gotten me. It was a it was a uh, it was the movie no, Bad Taste.
Bad
Bad
taste.
Taste,
Good.
which is such an incredible film. The wife and I watched it later and we was like, this
Didn't
is
you watch it
like
like less than 24 hours later?
yes, we watched it the very next day. It was like or technically it was the same day because you and I got home and watched it at like 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah. And that movie's
But
not short either for a like just ham-fisted
I'll bet it is
first film.
shorter. I'll bet it is shorter than it felt like it was. Yeah, it's an hour and a half.
Is it? It felt like it was
Yeah,
like 2.
that's because that's because Peter Jackson likes to sit on a moment and like let it kind of fester there for a minute. He's like, "Why don't we really sit for like a solid 5 minutes on this part where everybody is drinking up Peter Jackson's vomit?"
Oh, yeah. Um, In that case, let me get back on the Twin Peaks train.
Yes. Yeah.
I forgot how often David Lynch just lingers on a shot, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the last season of Twin Peaks that it's in the middle of the episode, and what's that?
It's me being ADHD. Don't worry about it.
But there's a whole scene where it just cuts to the dive bar where all this stuff happens, and it's just a guy counting the drawer and another guy sweeping the floor, just sweeping up all the cigarette butts. And
that's so funny.
It's overlaid with that song Green Onions, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, and it's just a guy sweeping the floor for like 5 whole minutes.
Yeah.
And then the phone rings, and then the scene continues.
Callie says hi to everybody.
Hi. But yeah, David Lynch loves to just like turn the camera on and let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's funny because on the one hand, I feel like a lot of directors I tend to enjoy know how to let a good moment just kind of sit there. And then one of my other favorite uh, uh, directors is Edgar Wright, who will not let the camera sit still for more than a second and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
He's like, what if the camera was a character in the film?
Yeah, I'm still a little bummed about The Running Man.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
I think it's streaming on Paramount. I don't really know. That's one of the services I don't have. But yeah, it just didn't feel like him. It just kind of felt like it could have been directed by anybody.
Yeah. See, that's a shame. And it's like I really enjoyed Last Night in Soho.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a struggle that I personally had with that one too. Was it didn't feel like Edgar Wright.
A Catrabat is typing out the lyrics to Frozen.
Yes. Yep. You said let it go. And that kind of set her off.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, Tangled is better than Frozen. Zach Levi notwithstanding. I know how you feel about Zach Levi.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm always gonna love the show Chuck. And Tangled was also, before he went way out there.
Oh,
but
for his MAGA roots.
Yeah.
Decided to show themselves.
It's not just that they decided to show themselves. Like, because I was following him on social media and all this stuff. It felt like there was a point it wasn't just like there was a point at which he revealed a darker side of himself. It felt like there was a point at which he just decided that he was an entirely different person who believed entirely different things. Like he converted to MAGA.
Is he becoming like? Is he like the soul clone transplant of Kevin Sorbo?
Maybe. But it's just.
I was gonna say, is he Kevin Sorbo's blood boy? But that guy is so has-been. He can't afford a blood boy.
Yeah, but no, I can. I don't know if I agree. I know that neither one of them is my favorite Disney musical. Um, my favorite classic Disney musical is very definitely Aladdin with a bullet. Like that is such a iconic one for me. Um, but actually, my favorite Disney musical now, including the classics, is probably Moana. So I fucking love Moana. That is such a good film. And the second one's good. The first one is significantly better, but um, uh,
Yeah.
but
I haven't seen either Moana.
really,
Yeah. I'm
I
behind on
mean,
a lot of animated stuff, admittedly.
do you generally go in for Disney musicals or like animated musicals in general?
Uh, no.
Okay, fair.
I honestly prefer the non musical Disney stuff, especially when they started dabbling in like kind of steampunky sci-fi like Atlantis and Treasure Planet.
Atlantis and Treasure Planet.
And
Yeah,
then on the other side, they're goofier stuff like Emperor's New Groove,
yeah,
which Emperor's New Groove is probably it might low key be my absolute favorite like straight up Disney 2D animated film.
yeah.
And
I
I will say that Aladdin is a total banger from start to finish. So
yes, yes, absolutely. Um, I like I have uh I have become over the past couple years significantly more fixated on Treasure Planet. Um,
it's criminal how poorly that one did.
yes. Um, and it's just so good. And it's like, uh, so there's a group that I play D&D with where we're playing Spelljammer, which is a D&D setting that takes place like in space, like sort of in space between the other worlds of uh, D&D. Um, and it's so cool. But uh, in terms of like looking for inspiration before we will like play a session, the two things that I always go back to are Firefly and Treasure Planet.
Oh yeah.
And like I think before the first 2 or 3 sessions, before each session, my wife and I watched Treasure Planet. um, but I will say if you're more into the non-musical, A Catcher Bat, you do absolutely need to watch Firefly. Um, it is streaming somewhere, I think, but also
Firefly is I think Hulu.
I think so. But also, I do own it physical. Um,
Trying trying to get a solid picture of the page, but it's backwards. I don't know. The way my camera is rigged up, it's dumb. You
um,
have to wait and see. There we go.
oh, A Catcher Bat, you also have it in D&D, DVD. That's awesome. You do need to watch it. It's so good. It's unbelievably good. Um,
Can
but
we see the page? Can we see the page?
yes,
Hey, hey, I did it.
I love how much it feels like you can see the narrative here. Like, I mean, I can see the narrative because I know what's being said, but it's like, it's just so good. Um, you
Yeah.
do an incredible job with this.
Well, thank you.
Um, I still have to commission you for a piece of artwork, which is Cyberpunk Anguirus. I just want a fully Cyberpunk Anguirus.
Anguirus.
Uh,
You poor weird turtle.
Neogearus. um, I still think it's the weirdest thing that Toho Studios ever did, that they made a character named Megagearus who has nothing to do with Anguirus. Megagearus is related to Mothra.
What?
Not Yeah, it's like a
Also, they made a character called Hedora that is not related to Ghidorah.
yes. Yes, they did. And that was weird, but like that felt like something that might just be like a Japanese linguistic thing, maybe.
Probably.
And I'm sure the whole Anguirus and Megaguirus thing is probably similar, but it's just such a significant portion of the name that seems so distinct. Um, a Catrabat asks if we like ramen. Um, I love ramen. When I was young, I subsisted on ramen, and now I've gotten really into like actual like Japanese ramen. Um, like you know, we have some ramen restaurants in town and stuff like that. It's so good.
Yeah,
Um,
we went out for ramen last week.
nice. Um, I had ramen for breakfast on Saturday. Um, but uh, uh, if you go, actually, even like Publix and Kroger and stuff have some of the like Japanese brands and stuff now. Um, and a lot of them tend to be spicy, but some of them aren't. And like if you're not into the spice and stuff, which I know a Catrabat is not, um, uh, they are like really, real like they are so much better than like the Maruchan and Top Ramen. Although, like as much as I'm used to the nicer ones, I'll bet if I went back right now and just got myself like a double serving of just Maruchan chicken flavored ramen, I would still house that shit. Because that's just who I am.
This is it's how you do.
Yes. But I will say, in terms of like non musical uh, Disney stuff, if you're not caught up on the stuff, um, there are a couple of the musical ones that I think like you definitely should check out.
Mhm.
Moana is one of them, and uh, um, Encanto is really good.
I've heard good things about Encanto.
Encanto was so good. Um,
I kind of like when it first came out, I was like, oh, they're trying to jump on the Coco wave here, but apparently it's not at all.
yeah, which is funny because like, well, Coco is my all-time favorite. Like, which I guess that one's Pixar, isn't it?
That one is Pixar. Pixar has been a subsidiary of Disney for a pretty long time. So
Yeah, but no, but like Coco is. I can watch Coco and like uh, if I just fast forward straight to the end of the film and just go from uh Miguel playing guitar for Mama Coco up through the end of the movie without the buildup of the rest of the film, every single time without fail, I will weep openly. And it's not him playing guitar for Mama Coco that gets me. I know that part gets most people. It's not him playing for Mama Coco that gets me. It's the moment after that. Spoiler, everybody, for like a 7-year-old movie or something, uh, uh, but it's the part after that where Hector and Coco are reunited that
oh yeah.
absolutely destroys me every time. Yeah, Coco was really sad, but it's like, um, uh, but I will also say, like, a lot of the times the things that get me are not even the sad things in movies. It's usually actually like more of a joyous thing that is likely to get me.
That's
Uh,
true.
a catcherbat said Ted Tuesday, mixing up Ted Turdsley's name.
Ted Tuesday. It is Ted Tuesday.
Won his soccer game 2-1. So that's awesome. Congratulations to Ted Turdsley. Ted is quite the athlete. I always love watching.
You gonna give us swirlies
When,
next time we see him?
yeah, I always love watching you draw Doss's beard.
It's
Because,
I'm doing it differently this issue. So
well, like today I've been I've also only ever watched you draw on this issue because this is when we started doing the art streams.
that's true, yeah.
But uh but like watching you start with his mustache and seeing Doss with just the big ass like Wilford Brimley,
Oh yeah.
and then adding the soul patch afterward. It's like I'm 100% about it.
I mean, this is actually like a new technique for me too, and it's actually like I found it's a lot easier to do when you put the mustache in first.
Okay.
So
I also
yeah,
kind of like the way that it makes the mustache a little more distinct.
there's a lot of DOS in this issue. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, Doss has a lot of opportunity to uh show some of the more flaws in his personality and some some of the uh little bit more dramatic ways that his persona kind of leaks out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that you are new to the horror genre, newish.
Yes. Yeah. So like
There's a bunch coming out in May. New,
really.
yeah. Um, so they are making A24 has picked up the rights to this YouTube series called Backrooms.
Yes, I saw that there is a trailer. I haven't watched it yet.
I would watch the teaser only. I mean, the
Mhm.
trailer does a pretty good job of like not giving A24 is pretty good about not giving too much away.
Yeah.
Um, but the teaser is abstract enough um, to be intriguing. And I started watching some of the YouTube backrooms stuff, and it's interesting. It's very like just kind of there's some of the getting lost in the space and stuff like that, but there's also some weird like kind of informational video style like lore dumps. So I don't know if I'll finish
Okay.
before it comes out, but the movie should be pretty interesting. There's also it came out last year, I think, in Korea, but I think they're bringing it to the States as based on this Steam video game called Exit 8,
Okay.
where it's like you're trying to get off of a like a subway platform and you're trying to find your way out, and you kind of keep getting caught in this loop. And apparently, according to the game, the trailer for the movie looks great, but according to the game, if you're walking down the hallway and you see something that is off from the first time you went through, like if a sign says something different or something, like if anything is different, turn around and go back. And
Okay.
so when the hallway is the same as it was the first time, you can get to the next level and you have to get to exit number 8. But yeah, like stuff starts happening, like rats appear, the walls start bleeding, the guy that is like following you starts chasing you. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
there's that one, and then I think there's a couple other ones. I saw a bunch of trailers for stuff over the last month. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
May is looking good for horror.
yeah, so, um, my buddy and I, will go to the theater sometimes, and we just, uh not this past weekend, but the weekend before, we went and saw Ready or Not 2.
Oh, I need to see that.
It's good. The first one is better.
Yeah.
Um, the first one is better, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Um, it's less interesting than the first one was. I will also say, um, we'll 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 have the conversation. Well, I guess there's no reason not to have it on here. Um, you and I are both reading a comic series that has such striking similarities to the second uh, movie that it made me wonder if the like the producers or the creative team behind the movie are also reading Exquisite Corpses.
I was gonna say, is it Exquisite Corpses?
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
uh, yeah. And it's like I'm not mad at it. It's not so much that it's like plagiaristic, but it's it's pretty striking how
Okay.
similar the two are at some points.
Okay.
Um, like there's a thing about like them having rules on which weapons they're allowed to use,
Okay.
and one of the guys puts on straight up a mask that looks almost exactly like the lone gunman.
Okay. That's also getting into like your next territory.
Yeah.
Did you ever see your next?
No.
Oh, it's good. It was kind of like it's got that like Ready or Not kind of vibe, but it's just this rich family shows up at this house, and basically it's like home invasion, but like
Mhm.
the new girlfriend happens to be like tactically trained.
You know what? I think I've heard little bits about this before.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mix. It kind of ends up being a hybrid of Ready or Not and The Hunt.
Okay.
Did you see The Hunt
Uh-uh.
with Betty Gilpin from Glow?
Uh-uh.
Oh my god, it's so good. I think it's on HBO. You should watch The Hunt because it's like it has this like fun um like right-wing conservative satire thing
Okay.
going on with this like Hunger Gamesy kind of like idea. Like
Okay.
all these people wake up gagged and there's like a crate full of weapons, and you find out that most of them are like conservative bloggers and podcasters and really loudmouth conservative mouthpieces.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's on Peacock, and I was just looking it up.
Yeah, and
Um,
also
I'm not
Academy
just
Award
randomly on my phone during stream, but
yeah, uh,
but Your Next is on Prime, so I will check
okay.
that out.
Yeah, also, there's a brief appearance in The Hunt by Academy Award winner Amy Madigan.
I don't know her by name.
She just won for Weapons. She was Aunt Gladys.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
she's actually been doing horror stuff low key for like 3 decades.
Okay,
Yeah. She was
okay.
also, John Candy's girlfriend in Uncle Buck.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, uh, yeah. Ready or Not was really really good, and then the one that we're getting ready to see is They Will Kill You.
Oh, the one with Zazie Beetz?
Yes, and I was really um uh I was really curious because when you look at the trailers, They Will Kill You looks exactly like Ready or Not,
It
but
kinda does.
but I've heard some stuff and I think the impression is that it is very much its own thing in a lot of ways that the trailer does not uh let you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Apparently it gets into some weird shit. It was compared to Evil Dead a little bit.
oh, okay.
which I'm 100% down for.
I mean,
I can't.
I was all about how, without going into spoilers, how Ready or Not 1 ended.
Yes,
I loved that. Like, it was such a rug pull. Um,
I really enjoy the ending of Ready or Not 2.
all right.
Oh, yeah. I think uh, my friend that goes with me and I didn't entirely agree on that aspect,
Mhm.
but I really enjoyed the ending of it. A Catcherbat says, "Y'all should branch Southtown to Tiki Tacky," and I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what is that?
What is what does "Tall should branch Southtown to Tiki Tacky" mean?
Y'all?
Oh, I assumed it meant y'all.
TikTok.
Oh,
Um, I does that mean we have to do, like, choreographed dances and, um
so yeah, so I do have a TikTok account, and I know Will does as well. Um, I don't remember what my TikTok account is called. Um,
Joshua's Butt Stuff Emporium.
yes, that's precisely what it's called. Hi, Callie. Um, let's see. Oh, it's just at Joshua EDST
There you
for
go.
Southtown.
Esquire.
Yeah, Joshua Ediest. um, but um, but uh, um, but yeah, like I feel like we have uh um I might have put one or two things about Southtown on there, but I know most of what I've put on there is skate videos. Uh, but I guess we do need to like when we have like shorts from because like these streams will be going on uh will be going on uh YouTube. And I guess when we do like shorts and stuff, we can kind of put those on uh Tiki Tacky as well.
Oh, yeah, I should probably make little, like, "Hey, go watch the full thing, but here's a funny stuff."
Yeah.
Here's a funny stuff.
Yeah. I also really love in the last stream, like when you posted it on YouTube, uh, having the little clip about apologizing for uh, for ranting about Twin Peaks,
Uh-huh.
as if I don't rant about Godzilla or Lord of the Rings like every single opportunity I get.
I mean, I did put that thing in that you told me to.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Joshua will not apologize for when he spirals out about,
Yeah, um, yeah, you sent me the first thing, and I was like, "This is crazy that this isn't being referenced yet."
it's true. Wow,
But
7 o'clock already?
yeah,
Jesus. How did that happen?
I know, right? I think I'm gonna go and do a little bit of editing for issue 23, and then I might play a little bit of World of Warcraft. That's a fun one. They got the new
I got
expansion out.
green fingers from the paint on my pencil.
Nice.
Yeah, just either they're cheap pencils or I'm gripping too much.
So we got like a little less than a page and a half done. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah, full on pencils there. I can scan those in tonight, and yeah, again, I've been trying to like I'm aiming to finish the pencils before I go back and do all the inks, just to kind of keep the process streamlined. But
Yeah, yeah.
and then yeah. So for anyone tuning in, we are going to be in Harrisonburg this coming weekend at Shenandoah Comic Con. So
Yes.
I'll have some time to maybe work on this a little bit there while we're not schmoozing with folks. They
Yeah.
haven't given us our table assignment yet. We won't know that until we actually get there. But it's not a huge convention. It's like 2 big rooms of mostly creators, honestly. So
Yeah.
that's pretty.
Last last year it was fantastic, and we had a super fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Callie wants to come say hello again before.
And then there was the banana party.
Oh
We went
yes.
to dinner. There was like this bar crawl, and everyone was wearing banana costumes.
You know, uh, getting some video from the cons and stuff would be a. She is being so demanding right now. Uh, getting some video from the cons and stuff would be such a perfect thing to get little videos and put them up on the TikToks.
We could
And
do that too. We can also put together some extra YouTube channel stuff. I have some
yes,
categories within our YouTube channel, so we'll be able to
nice.
you know do that. So here's these two pages, so 1.5 done
Yes,
for the evening. So I might jump back on this after dinner
awesome,
thing. So yeah.
awesome. Well,
Yeah, well, catch Rebecca. Have fun playing the Call of Duty zombies.
yes, indeed.
And we'll put on those ticky tackies for you. All right. Until next time.
Later.
Barrel.